Today on the channel, I'm going to show you my Murphy Labs Gibson Les Paul, and we're going to run a sound test through this 1974 Marshall Plexi. Today I wanted to show you this guitar that I purchased, and I legitimately fell in love with this guitar when I first saw it, and I just prayed that it sounded as good as it looked, and it did. And I spent 3 days thinking about it, buying it. Had the guitar shop put it on hold. I bought it used for about 60% of what it would have gone for new, so I got a great deal on it. It was still expensive, but I had to come to terms with the fact that I was going to have to sell some guitars to buy this, so I did. And what I got here is a 2021 Murphy Lab R8. I love R8s. I think they sound great and they feel great. I love the large neck on a 58. And let's be honest, probably nobody watching this channel, well, I shouldn't say that, but more than likely nobody watching this channel will ever be able to afford a 58 or a 59. I mean, you can buy a house for what those things are going for. And that's insane. That really is insane. But they do have a certain style, the way they play, the way they sound, and the way they feel. And from all the things I've researched, and the videos I've watched, and the people that I know that have played them, this really fit the bill. I'm going to try to get up close to what this thing looks like as far as the aging. This is what they call an ultra light aging. So this is just aged like it was lightly played, but you can look at the lines on this where it's the nitrocellulose lacquer it's got that age appearance. From what I understand, they freeze these guitars. This isn't razor bladed. It's not heavy relic. But I think it looks cool. I'm a relic fan. I love a relic guitar if it's done right. Let me see if I can get this headstock. Let me see if I can get the way this looks on video. The way this aging looks here. Yeah, there it goes. I mean, it looks beautiful. I love relic guitars. Tom Murphy is probably one of the best, if not the best, relic artists and builders. This thing has got Murphy Lab Gibson Custom Shop pickups in it. Let me show you what the back of this thing looks like. This actually has relicing on the side. You can see it here, the way it's got light relicing, like a natural process. It's got a little bit of wear, like case wear on it, on the back. And when you turn it over here on the back side, it's going to be really hard to pick up, but you can see on the back of the guitar it's got some lines. You can barely feel them when you run your fingers over it. The neck feels great. The neck doesn't have any roughness to it, so even though it's got some aging that you can't really see it really good on the camera, you can't really feel it on the neck, so it doesn't feel bad when you play it. You can feel, it doesn't feel perfectly smooth, but it wouldn't detract you from playing. Actually feels good under the fingers. But the way it looks is important. this thing sounds, this thing just sounds insanely good. I'm going to mic up my amps and do a demo of this thing so we can hear the natural sound of it. Even though the fractal that I use for my recordings on YouTube would sound good, I'm going to run it through an amp, couple pedals. I want to show you the COA that these come with in the case. One second here while I put my camera down. I'll be right back. I'll get the COA out and we'll take a look at that. Okay, the case candy has has everything in it. The Murphy Lab COA has got the aging look on the COA. It's kind of it's kind of neat. And then there's the Murphy Lab ultralight aging, what their COA looks like. I'm a believer in Murphy Lab after playing this guitar. I was hoping it didn't play great because I really didn't want to have to try to figure out how to buy this guitar. I knew I was going to fall in love with it if it was magic. And it was mind-blowing, the way that it sounds acoustically and the way that it sounds sonically through an amp. Comes with this plate also. Came with that. The only thing bad, the only damage, probably the worst thing possible, not possible, but the worst thing that I could say about the guitar is it doesn't have the amber switch tip, three-way switch tip. So it inside this envelope, they've got the aged amber tip. So somehow that had been damaged, but it's there. I should glue this thing together and put it back on. I could probably super glue it and screw it back on, but you know, whatever. I'm not that worried about it. I could probably order me another one of those from Gibson. Hopefully they wouldn't charge me $100 for it. Maybe I'd get one for under warranty, maybe $20. Who knows? It's not that important to me. But yeah, this guitar is awesome, and I'm not just saying it because it was expensive and I had to sell, you know, a few guitars for this. Nothing that I've really outlined on this channel. Had a couple boutique guitars sitting around that I didn't play very often from other brands. I'll leave that anonymous, and never played those. Had them for years, so I got rid of it. And I'll probably never own a really expensive vintage guitar. I would be nervous that it would be fake or have replacement parts, and I would spend way too much money on something that I didn't research well enough or didn't know what I was talking about. So this is the closest I'll probably come to it. Maybe one day I'll have a bona fide vintage, meaning, you know, from the 60s, like an old Strat, maybe a 69 or 68 Strat, 64. But the way prices are going and probably never coming back down, that's probably not going to happen. Neither is it practical. So I love Gibsons. So yeah, we'll check this thing out, and hopefully the video and the sound test will do it some justice. But let me tell y'all, this guitar is truly magic. I love it. This is my new #1. Okay, so we're going to do this the right way, and my version of the right way. Got a little Van Halen box here holding my Shure 57 here in the studio. Hopefully it'll transmit some of the energy and the vibes from Eddie himself. But we've got the 57 just a little bit to the left of the cone of this Celestion in this vintage 74 MKII. I've got the MKII jumped, and it's not cranked, so this thing does not sound distorted. It's just a nice, warm, clean sound. But I'm going to run a Tech 21, a vintage, well, not a vintage, but a 1990 Tech 21 gain pedal in front of it. I'm going to do a little bit of a clean demo, just for a few minutes or less. And then we're going to run the Tech 21, and I've got it set at a real nice gritty sound, sort of a high gain sound, I guess. but enough where the clarity of this guitar and the feel of this Murphy Lab can come through. This is a basic travel pedal board I've set up. I'm not going to run my Marine Reverb. I've just got this Tech 21 pedal. These things are awesome. You can record direct with them. And in fact, that's why they were designed initially, but they make great front of amp distortions. You can get so much out of them. I've barely got this thing, I've got a little hair on it, but it's going to drive this old Marshall to heaven and back. So we're gonna run this thing through the amp. I'll do a little bit of clean, and I'll do some gain sounds for us, and put this Murphy Lab to the test. Hope you like it.